Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Connect the Knox. I'm your host, Julia Hurley, connecting Knoxville to the nation. Today's guest is Charlotte Tolley, CEO of Nourish Knoxville, a not-for-profit organization connecting Knoxville with nourishing foods through farmers markets and donations. We want to get really into this, Charlotte, because this is something that is very interesting, especially in parts of a lot of communities that have food deserts, and even Knoxville has a couple of those. So please introduce yourself and let people know exactly what is Nourish Knoxville.
I'm Charlotte Tolley. I helped found the Market Square Farmers Market in downtown Knoxville in 2004. So Nourish Knoxville grew out of that work, working with local farmers and food producers. You know, peaches just don't ripen on Fridays. So there are a lot of other places that we work with beyond just farmers market. Our nonprofit started in 2013. So we have been working in local food in the Knoxville area for over 20 years and are really not just farmers markets. While we operate Market Square and New Harvest farmers markets at this point, we also produce an East Tennessee local food guide to help people find farmers markets or other local food sources near them. We also work with other farmers markets and direct selling farm sites to offer SNAP doubling, so accepting food stamps and doubling those dollars for fresh fruits and vegetables. And we do a kids program and a moves program, which both incentivize people to come to the market and get dollars to spend on fresh fruits and vegetables. And then we also do a food recovery and donation program where we, during peach season, sometimes there's a lot more peaches than can be sold at a market. We work with farmers to purchase those goods to go to communities in need who may not have a lot of access to fresh produce.
That is a lot that you have taken on to build.
It is a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like you do quite a bit, and it's an unbelievable undertaking. I did not know you started the farmers market. I lived in downtown Knoxville for 4 years, and that was where I got all my food. I lived in a very small condo, so we either ate out every night with the very small handful of restaurants that were available back then, or we made our food from the farmers market every weekend. So that's pretty amazing. Thank you for starting that, because it has turned into one of the largest and most sought after farmers markets in this area. That's huge. Yeah. Do me a favor and take us step by step through each of these programs, because there's several of these I don't know anything about. And when people relocate here, this is one of the most listened to podcasts for new people moving in. I think that's very relevant information for them.
So yeah, people know the Market Square Farmers Market now, generally. If you are relocating to Knoxville, we've had multiple people come up to us and say, like, oh, this is one of the reasons I felt like I could move to Knoxville. Like, there's a vibrant downtown. I look at farmers markets when I travel. It means that there's like a maker scene and a food scene in a city. So of course we have our flagship market, which is on Saturdays, which is essentially year round at this point. We close for holidays, but we're downtown pretty much year round. But we also are there on Wednesdays in season, and we run the New Harvest Farmers Market, which is in East Knoxville. We're not at all the only farmers market in the area. Most towns have their own. So Maryville has a farmers market. Oak Ridge has a farmers market. There's a Morgan County farmers market.
I know there's one in Farragut, and the Oak Ridge farmers market's massive. We accidentally came across that going to the Lavender Festival last year, and it backed up to the Oak Ridge Farmers Market, and I thought, this is almost as big as Knoxville's at this point.
Yeah, and it's been running over 40 years. So the group that runs that market also operates one at Ebenezer Road in West Knoxville and one in Clinton. So that's the same group. And if you are a farmers market frequenter, you would see a lot of familiar faces if you go to these markets, because like I said, peaches don't just ripen on Friday. So you can't just have a Saturday morning market. There's a Tuesday market, a Wednesday market, Thursday market, Saturday market. And so we started in that world, but we do feel like we want to float all the boats. Like, we need our farmers to be successful. We want all of these farmers markets to survive, and for these farmers to have multiple outlets, including restaurants and grocers and CSA programs or other ways that they would be selling their produce to folks.
What is the CSA program?
CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. So the idea is you give literal seed money to farms. So in the beginning of the season, they would say, we would like 60 people to buy a share of the farm. And you give upfront money so that they can purchase all of those inputs. And then throughout the season, you get a share of that harvest. there's a lot of different models. There's some that are a meat CSA. There's some that have add-ons or are short seasons. And so we promote those as well. And so that's where we started the East Tennessee Local Food Guide. It's both online and print, where it's for direct selling farmers. So if you were to pick one up, you would see farms that you can call directly and find them at a farmer's market or on their farm. That also lists restaurants or grocers and other farmers markets in the area in a 33 county region.
This asset, where can you find this?
You can go to the online version on our website, so nourishknoxville.org. You can enter search terms. So you could enter a county. So if you're in Morgan County, you could look for farms in Morgan County, or you could look at farmers markets in Morgan County. Or if you're just like, I really want to be able to find this certain product, like who has local honey? That's something we get asked about a lot. You can put in honey, and then you can look for things near you, groceries that carry it, and be able to find those products. So the next one of our flagship programs, when food stamps went to an online card-based system, that really cut out a lot of farmers from being able to accept those. So we, across Tennessee, helped other farmers markets as well accept SNAP through a script-based system, which is a very technical term, but essentially people come to our centralized information booth and are able to swipe their card, take out however much they want in their own SNAP dollars and their benefits, and then we double those dollars up to $20 per day for fresh fruits and vegetables so that SNAP recipients are able to extend their food budget for healthy foods.
Is that statewide?
It is not currently statewide. There are other markets across the state who have programs. Ours is called Double Up Food Bucks. You heard it here first. We have a grant application in for a statewide program. Like, we are working towards statewide. East Tennessee has a pretty strong program from Chattanooga to Bristol. There's, I think, over 30 sites now that are accepting SNAP and doubling. So we also do our kids program at our markets and a few partner markets across East Tennessee. So kids come to our booth, we get them to try a fresh fruit or vegetable, and they get $5 to spend at the market on the fruits and vegetables of their choice.
Clever! That's a great way to get kids to start eating fresh vegetables. I like that.
Yeah, it's interesting, introducing things to them. Because of course, when you say like, oh, have you had a strawberry before? Most of them have tried a strawberry, but your like in-season farmer's market strawberry is probably different than the one that you had in February. So even if it is something that kids are used to, they may have tried it before and not liked it because it wasn't as good. And so, yeah, and we've had a lot of feedback that, kids are more likely to try when we're just casually giving it to them than their parent trying to force it upon them. And from parents saying like, you need to do this for adults. Like, my partner doesn't ever try my vegetables. I'm like, you're welcome to try this raw okra. I love raw okra. I don't know if people have tried it before. So that sampling piece is a really big component of what we do.
Honest to goodness, before you came on the podcast, I did not know anything about this program. So I am actually learning as if I were listening to this podcast and relocating here. And you've been here since 2004. Tell us, okay, so you've got the Double Up Food Bucks, you've got the Nourish Kids, and then what is the Nourish Moves?
So that one is encouraging physical activity. We kind of started because there was a big trend in like the workplace wellness world. We were asked like, oh, could you start a farmer's market at our work site? Can you do this? And we're like, you know what we did? Bring a farmer's market to a lot of work sites in downtown. We just need to do a better job about connecting to those like wellness programs and encouraging people to get out of the office in the middle of the day, take a little walk, buy some produce. Started really that way. We do it at our New Harvest and our Wednesday farmers market at every market. People can come pick up a pedometer and walk around and bring it back, and they get $3 to spend on fresh fruits and vegetables at the market every Wednesday and every Thursday at New Harvest.
Really neat. Okay, so Wednesdays, Thursdays, if you work downtown, come get a pedometer. How many steps do they have to get in?
We do not require a certain amount of steps. We are just encouraging you to get more steps than you were. We used to have a threshold, but we really also wanted to be accessible to anyone. Our New Harvest Market is actually in East Knoxville by the Target, which is usually what we tell people. So it's in a county park, and it has a really lovely walking trail. We have a lot of kids that participate in that. And sometimes it's real hot and kids are having a very tiny meltdown at 4 p.m. And so we were like, you know what, let's just encourage people to come, if you made it out and you tried it all, like, we're really proud of you. Especially on those, like, oh, it's 100 degrees outside. Like, we're not going to make you walk 1,000 steps or whatever. Yeah, like, please don't, actually.
I understand. Okay, so I'm going to, my gosh, I don't even know. There's just so many things. Tell us about your not-for-profit. Tell us about how that's going. What do you need? How can Knoxville better support you? Tell me about everything you're trying to do and what you are doing.
So, we're still a pretty small nonprofit. We have a staff of 6 at this point. We run 3 events a week, basically, in season with our farmers markets. And then we do all of these programs, plus some others and some fundraisers, and try to participate in as many community events as we can in this realm as well. So we are relatively young, but we're not that young anymore. It does take a lot of time. So we do rely really heavily on volunteers as well, especially for our kids and our moves programs. So we have volunteer opportunities at our markets, especially Wednesday and Thursday, where we are just happy to have people come and help us do crowd counts, help the people with those programs. But like you said, you weren't familiar with our organization. People know about the Market Square Farmers Market, but they don't know how it happens at all. Like, a lot of people think it's city run, and obviously we have a really strong partnership with the city, but it is our nonprofit and it's not city funded. So I think a little bit of just raising the awareness about our organization and all of these other programs that we do to increase food access, always helpful. And obviously money is appreciated.
Give this woman some money.
Money is always appreciated. We have a donation program for our Friends program. A lot of our funding at this point comes from grant funding from the state for these nutrition incentive programs in particular. But we also rely on individual donors and like foundations in the area. And we work really closely with other organizations to ensure that we have been able to serve more people with local food. And one of the things that we didn't talk about a lot yet is our Nourish community program. And that is the one where we purchase from farmers and then donate to other organizations. So we rely really heavily on other partners in the community that are serving their clients really well. We work with Beardsley Farm and Battlefield Farm and the United Way and Wesley House and Dream Center. So Pride Center, there's all these people doing really great work in the community, and we really have to work together.
We all know that real estate is location, location, location.
Our team at Just Homes Group has the true expertise, pairing buyers and sellers with the right opportunities.
Whether you're looking to buy or sell a home right here in Knoxville,
Lenoir City, Clinton, or Farragut, we have the expertise throughout every Knoxville surrounding area. Call Just Homes Group today.
So our organization that I'm part of is called Charity Chicks, and we do a lot with Wesley House. So I love that. I love that we have that in common. And that tells me we're on the right track with engaging in different aspects of the community for all of the right places. That's good to know. Now, I know that you have some fundraisers throughout the year.
We do.
How can people get involved in that? Is it like a dinner? Well, tell me about these.
So we have a couple of things. Our longest running is called Winter Warmer, and it is a fundraising dinner. And no shade to any other fundraisers, but it's unlikely that you will have a chicken breast at ours. It is more of a farm to table experience. So we do work with with all of our fundraisers. It is also still a part of our mission. And since we have a food related mission, when we have a food fundraiser, we're trying to make sure that we're including local ingredients in those meals as well. And people are perhaps even able to learn a little something about a local farmer or a new product that they aren't used to. So Winter Warmer is in February. This year it'll be February 21st, 2025. And it's our 10th year. So we actually are moving to a bigger venue. We were at the Standard, which has housed us most of the time. And we're moving to the Mill and Mine. So it's still not a huge, we're like 225 people. It's a plated dinner. So ticketed, obviously, we have sponsorship opportunities. And then we have a pretty amazing silent auction, if I do say so myself. Mostly if you like food. There's a lot of really wonderful, like one-of-a-kind experiences as well, just like a cocktail class or a dumpling making class or like a distillery tour. And that is both online. So even if you're not attending the event, you can bid on these like in-home dinner with one of, Knoxville's Blackberry Farm graduate chefs. Really wonderful. So yeah, we really enjoy that event. We're working on that one right now. And we just finished, it's not really an event. We can call it an event, but we do Restaurant Week. So that one's pretty new. Last year was the 20th anniversary of our Market Square Farmers Market. So we started it then and really enjoyed doing it. And the restaurants we worked with gave us a lot of really great feedback. So essentially, we just ask the restaurants, cafes, bars to make an item for their menu that includes local ingredients. So there's some that we work with that no problem. They may feature something that always features a local ingredient, or they may make a special that they are featuring. And that week, percentage of those sales go to our organization. So it's a really easy way to give back. You just have to go get a cocktail at Fly By Night. Pretty low barrier. So that's in August every year. So we just finished that one. And those are our main events. Otherwise, we do our appreciation event. So in October, we have our annual appreciation event for our donors, our market vendors, those restaurants that participated in Restaurant Week, our sponsors. It's just people, volunteers, people who've given stuff to our organization over the year. We go to Strongstock Farm, which is in East Knox County. It's a beautiful over 900-acre working farm. We have a cakewalk, delicious snacks per usual, drinks.
So basically, donate to your organization. There's always going to be food. There's going to be great food. Yes, I love that. I love this. Add us to the list for February. I love that idea. And I want to connect you. I'm sure you already know the chicken librarian.
Yeah, I'm familiar with her. Yes.
Yes, I had her on my podcast. I guess it was a couple of months ago, and I've taken a few of her classes. I think that getting her to donate to your silent auction on one of her cheese making classes would probably be really cool. So I'll make that connection.
Absolutely. Yes, we'll take it.
Okay, so I want to make sure that I got this right. We do. Well, you do all the farmers markets now. Like you have a book of all the farmers markets, but you started the Knoxville Farmers Market, downtown Knoxville one, which is the biggest one. It is huge. That's now on Wednesdays. It is huge, that farmers market. I remember when it started, there were farmers there, but it is massive. Your farmers market is huge. I remember when Mark moved the Old City Java for the first time. I used to get Old City Java every morning. That man, I probably bought a house from him at one point. That's how much money I gave that company. But I remember when he brought a food truck, his coffee truck, to do the hand-poured coffee for the first time at the farmer's market. And I said, oh my gosh, this was so long ago. It's like Knoxville's gotten bougie.
Honestly, part of the reason that they did that, Old City Java was already open in the Old City, but we literally could not get a cup of coffee at the opening time at 9 a.m., like in the Market Square area. There just wasn't anybody selling you coffee. And so we're like, we need a coffee vendor. Like all of these vendors are showing up and being like, can I get coffee? And there was like Pete's maybe, but a lot of them didn't open until like 9 or whatever. So yeah, that was part of the reason we're like, can you just come up here and make us coffee in the morning, please?
Yeah, it was the best addition because it got us out of bed early. It got us to the farmer's market early. We could have breakfast. We could have coffee. We actually went earlier and spent more time, which equated to more money. So that was a win for everybody. Having Mark there was a great thing. I'll tell you a story. I can't remember the name of the trolley, the flower trolley, the lady that does the fresh cut flowers.
We've had a couple of different ones. We have a new one now.
And I remember there was I swear to gosh, this flower was the size of my face. It was so beautiful. I couldn't pass it up. I got it. I put it in my condo. I come downstairs. I go to smell it. I lean in to smell it. And a spider the size of the flower comes crawling off the side of it. I smacked that thing across. I ran downstairs and I was screaming. And the next time I saw her, she gave me free flowers because she was like, well, this is real flowers with no pesticides.
Came straight from the farm.
And it was so beautiful. Still to this day, the most beautiful flower I've ever seen in my life. But I'll never forget that. I will never forget sharing that story with her and her giving me new flowers.
Yeah, people are always like, I'm real sorry about the spider. Please just take another one. I'm so sorry.
Flower, I'm sorry you pelted it across the kitchen. So there's so many good stories that are connected to your farmer's market. It brings families together. It's a reason for people to visit Knoxville when they're here. They don't know what we have to offer. And that is a gathering place to bring people together, to get to know what local farmers there are, because I was unaware that there were that many and that had those many different forms of food available year round until you built that out. So I really appreciate everything that you've done for that. Would you quickly go back through each program you offer and how people can find you, donate to you, and enjoy this event in February? I'm going to push that. I may end up selling your tickets out for you. I'm really excited about that.
That's why we moved to a larger venue. It does tend to sell out. So one of the perks of donating at 150 and more is that you get advanced ticket notice for our events. Little plug for that. Yeah. So our website is nourishknoxville.org. There you can find links to our East Tennessee local food guide, both a PDF version and the searchable online version. You can find information there about our Nourish Kids program and the other markets at which we offer those. You can find information about SNAP doubling and also the other markets that accept SNAP and offer doubling. You can find information about our Moves program and where we do that. You can also find information about how to volunteer, or if you are someone that wants to sponsor or have a nonprofit organization that wants to work with our kids' activity leads. There's a lot of other partnerships that you can find out about on our website. Obviously, there are plenty of ways that you can send money to us through the website as well. And then information about Friends and Farmers, our appreciation event, is there, and as well as what we know so far about Winter Warmer. But yes, if donors at 150 and above or who volunteer 10 hours or more are invited to Friends and Farmers and receive those advance ticket notifications as well.
Charlotte, I have absolutely enjoyed learning about Nourish Knoxville with you today. And it means the world that you took time out to be on our podcast. I know that this is going to be an extremely popular one. We're at a little under 14,000 listens a month. So we're starting to climb the ranks for Knoxville podcasting. But it just means a lot that you took the time. I know you're very busy and I know that you're very focused, and it's farm time right now. Season for some corn. Everything's going great. Like, let's go. I won't take too much more of your time, but I want to say thank you so very much. And it means the world to us that you spent time with us today. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Connect the Knox. I'm Julia Hurley, connecting Knoxville to the nation. Until next time.
Thank you for tuning into the show. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a 5-star review on your podcast player of choice. And if you would like information on moving to Knoxville, send me a private message. As always, this is Julia Hurley, connecting Knoxville to the nation.